Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. So in the last episode we got a little bit of an epilogue, I guess you can call it. Amane kind of talked about what happened after she got out of that ravine or forest or whatever. Nothing good happened afterward. She felt like she deserved punishment for being the only survivor, and she was called a cockroach and this and that. So Yuuji basically told her, alright, your punishment is you being with me, for the rest of your life or whatever. So she now owes her life to Yuuji as a punishment, but it's also a good thing. Something like that. I don't know. So we'll jump right back into Cockroach Nest. I have no idea what is supposed to be coming up at this point. I mean, I guess there are still some things to be fixed. Amane is definitely not in the best condition or whatever. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be some crazy shit that's going to happen. Yuji's going to pull some very elaborate strings and everything will be fine. Hopefully. Even after those revelations, there haven't been any major changes in my life with Amane. The only real differences that come to mind. Amane's calmed down on the clingy demands for aggressive sex. Thank God. And I've started to notice subtle shifts in her emotions. From what Sakaki tells me, this had been going on frequently even before now, but when something happy or fun happens, Amane tends to get a slightly brooding look on her face. Now that I understand these signs of her self-reproach and guilt for what they are, I admonish her. You're allowed to smile. Sometimes I outright order her to do so. And although I know she's still thinking a cowardly insect like me has no right to be happy, she always manages to give me a sweet, artful, okay, I was going to say heartful, but whatever, smile in response. I guess both are charming. Amane once told me I had a crappy excuse for a smile. And now I understand why she saw through it so easily. She's a far more experienced master of the forced smile. It might sound like a joke, but it seems that Takizono Private Academy actually had formal lessons on how to push your face into an elegant smile. Kazuki had always been even worse at smiling than I was. Imagining her desperately trying to contort her face into a friendly simper is absurdly amusing. Hey Amane, tell me something. That smiling lesson or whatever, I assume Kazuki participated in it as well?
どうだろう。私 D 組だったから A 組の和樹とは授業が一緒になることはなかったし。
And I'm guessing A is top class, D is a little lower? Heh. But seriously, just thinking about it makes you laugh. Kazuki curtsying politely in time to the teacher's piano with a beaming smile on her face. I'd pay money to see that.
確かに。っていうか、和樹のそんな姿を見たら逆に笑えないような気もするけどね。
Nah. Come to think of it, when Kazuki was still a grade schooler, I did see her practicing her smile once.
嘘？和樹が？
Not sure when this was exactly, but Kazuki came to deliver something I'd forgotten to my classroom. A classmate came up to me afterward and asked me about her. Why is your big sister always so cranky? In this kind of scared little voice. Of course, I said that's just normal for her. When I returned home, I told Kazuki one of the kids in my class thinks you're kind of scary. Guess it was a little bit of a shock even for her. She started practicing her smile in front of the mirror after her bath. Funny, right?
そうだね。
You're allowed to smile yourself, or even laugh.
分かってる。6年も前のことだし、もう笑って話せる時期だってのは分かってるんだけどね。
Smiling is the duty of those who are left behind. Please try.
でも私、和樹のことを思い出すと、やっぱり。
I guess it is a little just weird to be talking about her a little bit more casually. I don't think Amane is ready for that, but it's weird that they could talk about it It's kind of like a subject that wasn't really brought up too much before now, but now Kazuki can easily be brought up here. No good, huh? From reading the contents of Amane's diary, I understand that she worshipped Kazuki like a god. Odds are, giving her my standard order to smile now would only worsen her suffering. To be honest, the topic of my sister still stings a bit for me as well. Alright. But I guess I've developed my own way of coping with it. Amane, tell me something. Do you really believe Kazuki's dead?
それってどういう意味?
Exactly what it sounds like. To be honest, I don't really buy it. Certainly she's dead on paper, and they did find something that was thought to be Kazuki's corpse at the site, but I just can't believe she'd die that easily.
それは私だって信じたくはないけど。
I'm going to get into slightly gruesome territory here, alright? The corpse of Kazuki they found on the site had been cut to pieces. You know that as well, right? But for some reason, they never found her head. What do you think of that? And she gave you a hint herself, didn't she? A long time ago, Kazuki told me about a swindle where careful cutting and pasting makes 10,000 yen notes into 11 slightly smaller ones. And she showed you a similar trick with 11 carats. Corpses aren't any different. Just as an example, if you happen to find 10 of them lying around, you could probably make 11, don't you think?
嘘。だってそんなことが人間と人参は違うよ。
Not to Kazuki, they aren't.
じゃあ、カズキは生きてるの?
I don't know that. If she is alive, why hasn't she shown herself to us? It's all a mystery. But there's one thing I'm confident about. I don't think Kazuki would accept death that easily. And she always did have a number of personalities, characters she'd play. By now, she might well be casually going about her business somewhere as a totally different person. I can't shake that feeling. At the time, 13 corpses were discovered at the crash site. Many of them had been horribly damaged, but the numbers matched. The investigators didn't have any reason to be suspicious, and the corpses were roughly identifiable. There was no point in DNA testing. Given the dismembered, partially consumed state of many of the bodies, a few missing parts wouldn't have inspired any serious doubts. And of course, Kazuki's head was never discovered. When they discovered the corpses, they did investigate the cause of death, but there was no DNA testing performed.
カズキが生きている?
No, I'm just saying it's possible to think that way. It's not like I have any real evidence.
でも、カズキは言ったよ。私は死なないって。いつか必ずまた会えるからって。確かに言ってた。
Right, but look, Amane, I'm not seriously trying to push this theory on you. All I meant was, thinking Kazuki might still be alive somewhere might help you find the courage to... You're not listening to a word I say, are you? Hold on, where are you going all of a sudden? Things have really shifted. Apparently remembering something, Amane dashes off as if stung by a whip. I follow her as she flies up the stairs, throws open the door to her room, and begins rummaging around vigorously in her closet. Hello? Amane? Amane-san? Anyone home?
あった、これ見て!
What's this? Pulling out a storage case that had been carefully tucked away in the back of her closet, Amane takes out a sheaf of yellowed memo paper, wrinkled and stained by patches of dried mud. Even at a glance, I immediately recognize the familiar handwriting lining those pages. That's Kazuki's writing, isn't it?
そう、それはカズキが私のために用意してくれた密林脱出メモだよ。
Yeah, she also prepared her food, but she didn't eat that. I take the leaves of paper, probably ripped out a small notepad from Amane's hand. First, there's a rough map of the area around the camp, no doubt the product of Kazuki's independent investigations. She also included a number of methods to ascertain direction within the forest. including orientation by the stars. If your path ahead seems overly difficult, don't hesitate to take a detour. And when you think your physical strength may be failing you, take a rest. Use the time to discard items from your rucksack, beginning with the heavy and inessential. The soil is full of volcanic rock and dense minerals, so the trees' roots are shallow and twisted. Also, their access to sunlight is irregular. For these reasons, the direction of their growth won't be a reliable navigational tool. Maintaining pressure on your ankles offers some relief from swelling. Wear 2 sets of socks and pull them up to your calf. Your lactic acid buildup will be less severe. Just don't expect this to offer much protection against leeches. Ugh. Very methodical? Whatever. That's Kazuki for you.
でね、ここ見て。
If you fail to escape, huh?
和樹が残したメモには、脱出に失敗したら居留地に戻ってこいって書いてあって、和樹が非常食を隠した穴の位置が記された地図があったの。
What? I see. Judging from the fact that she wrote these notes, Kazuki must have known from the start there was a good chance she'd be making you escape alone.
きっと和樹はこうなることを予想してたんだと思う。
But what made this come to mind all of a sudden?
あのさ、もしだよ。もし和樹が生きているとしたら、今和樹がどこにいるのかってヒントはここにあると思うんだよね。
Here, at the scene of the accident?
そう。和樹が私に最後に残したものって、きっとこの非常食を埋めた穴の中にあるんじゃないかな。和樹は事故の翌日、シャベルを抱えて一人で森の中に入っていった。あれってバスの中から回収した食料とかを埋めに行ってたんだと思うんだ。
That's right, she had a shovel! I totally forgot about that. That was some sketchy shit.
和樹は時々一人でふっといなくなることがあって、ずいぶんトイレの近い子なんだなって思ってたけど、多分頻繁にその穴に何かを隠しに行ってたんじゃないかって。
Damn, dude. What a smart person. What a smart cookie. I see. That sounds like the only realistic possibility of finding any clue that might lead us to Kazuki.
そう。それに、もし和樹が死んでいたとしても、最後の遺品がそこに残されているってこと。ねえ、ユージ、行ってみない？
Hell yeah, dude. Go to the scene? That seems... I mean, you...
確かにまだきついかもしれない。苦しい思い出ばっかり詰まってる場所だしね。
But in a way, I feel like she'll find closure from this. Maybe not total closure, but maybe... Excuse me. Maybe if there was something left behind by Kazuki, maybe it would give her some closure. She wouldn't feel as guilty as she currently does.
でもいつかは告白しなければいけないことだと思うし、それにユージが一緒に行ってくれるなら多分大丈夫だと思うんだ。
I see.
まあちょっとしたデートだと思ってさ。悪いけど付き合ってよ。
I think we kind of have to tag along. Yeah, alright. Alright. That was a quick transition. The very next morning, we borrowed the mini truck from the school, packed the boxed lunches Amane made, and readied ourselves to set off for the scene of the accident. And this is all moving pretty fast. At first, we planned to go by train, but the nearest station turned out to be more than 10 kilometers away from the mountain. Driving's far more convenient. The plan's to make our way to the site, park in the lot at the foot of the mountain, and walk from there. But fortunately, there's apparently been a memorial erected on the site of the crash, which means a path up the mountain was created as well. We shouldn't have to worry about getting lost. How convenient. When we first decided on this trip, I had imagined a grueling, dangerous hike through the woods, but it turns out the memorial is only 2.8 kilometers from the parking lot at the foot of the mountain. We don't need any particularly elaborate plans for the walk itself, but on an emotional level, some preparations are still necessary.
それじゃあ私、お供え用のお花とお線香を買ってくるから、ここで少し待ってて。
Yeah, got it. Parking the mini truck near the Mishima Cape train station, Amane slowly lowers herself out of the driver's seat. Not that it's any surprise, but she seems a little awkward and subdued. Watching Amane walk off with purse in hand, dragging her feet like an exhausted office worker heading off to buy her low-calorie lunch, I heave a little sigh. To be perfectly honest, it's not like I seriously believe Kazuki is alive. I'm sure it's the same for Amane. If anything, this visit to the scene of her ordeal has more to do with Amane facing her own memories head-on. I don't think this secret stash of Kazuki's is particularly meaningful. My hopes aren't exactly high for some of the clue, or for some sort of clue. I'm just praying we don't end up digging up something unpleasant. Yeah, that probably wouldn't be great. If Kazuki left her last will and testament or something in that hole, Amane might come out of this bearing even deeper wounds than before. Even so, it's been 6 years since the accident. After all that time, Amane's finally gained the courage to return. That feels like a significant change. Maybe she'll be able to start coming to terms with what happened. Maybe her burden will grow a little lighter. The point of visiting a grave is to bring comfort to those left behind. That's a firm belief of mine. I might have been a little too lost in thought. I didn't notice the man approaching until he was standing immediately behind me.
Kazami Yuuji-san desu yo ne?
Who is this? Yes? Alright, well I guess we'll respond. Who the fuck is this guy? He's got that, I see he drew, a pencil mustache. He drew a pencil mustache. Probably used some Sharpie for under the, or above the chin, I guess. The man seemed to pop out of nowhere, concealing my surprise. I turned slowly to face him. Did he just call me by name? I'm not famous enough to be recognized by random strangers on the street. I carefully observe his face, then look over his clothing from head to toe with a single sweep of my eyes. A man with a light build, most likely in his mid-40s. I don't recognize the face, even though it's the middle of summer. He's wearing a windbreaker jacket, as though headed out on a fishing trip. So, Yuuji doesn't recognize him. He could still be someone from Ichigaya or whatever. He's got a hunting cap on top of his noticeably graying hair, and a beat-up old pair of long boots on his feet. On the whole, he leaves a pretty shabby impression, but the cologne he's wearing isn't cheap, and the glasses on his face are a first-class name brand. I don't remember him as a local shop owner or anything, but if he's just some tourist come to fish in the sea, it makes no sense that he'd know my name. Excuse me, but who are you?
おっとっと、ですよね。これは失礼。私は坂下と申しましてね。Amaneさんの大ファンなんですよ。
There's two things that worry me here. Amane's?
最近なんですか。Amaneさんに彼氏ができたと小耳に挟みましてね。一度お会いしてみたいなと思っておったのですよ。
How the fuck do you overhear that? You came here just to meet me.
いえいえいえいえ。今日ここでお会いしたのは偶然なんですけどね。たまたまAmaneさんとご一緒のところをお見かけしたもので、なぜか妙に嬉しくなってしまいましてね。ついお声をかけさせていただいたと。そういうことでして、はい。
Is that so? That's a load of crap. The story's dubious enough, but my intuition's telling me there's something insincere about the man. For one thing, he's forcing his face into a smile by jerking up the edges of his mouth. For another, his eyes are dark and cold, and there's a strange superficial gleam floating on the surface. They resemble two deep wells of oil. The man stinks. His body odor is normal enough, but something about him stinks. It's a familiar unpleasant smell that makes the back of my nose tingle ominously. The scent of bloodlust, tinged with madness. Pardon me, but what do you do for a living?
まあこんな身なりですからね。わからんのも無理もない話ですな。
Yeah, I honestly cannot tell.
ええ、実はつい最近まで IT 関連の会社の取締役をしてたのですが、どうにも生きがいというものをなくしてしまいましてね。
You lost your purpose in life?
急に仕事がバカらしくなったとでも言いますか。今はご覧の通り恥ずかしながら無職の身でしてね。
Alright, yeah, I mean, I can believe that. I see. Who is he? At the very least, he doesn't seem to be involved in my line of work. The face isn't familiar, but more importantly, he holds himself far too loosely for a pro. Even the Langley suits, who spend most of their time behind desks, project a little more menace than this.
それでもね、会社を畳んでみて初めて分かったことというものもありましてね。真っ白だった私の頭の中にぽつりと目標のようなものが浮かんできたんですわ。
Not exactly sure why he's telling us this.
目標なんて言ったら少し大げさかもしれませんね。なんと言いますかね。やり残したことがまだあったんだなって気がついたんですよ。
Are you feeling alright?
何がでしょう。ああ、そうか。時間ですか。私は暇ですが、そうですね。いきなりこんな話を聞かされても退屈ですよね。すみません。
Not at all.
それじゃ私はこれで失礼します。くだらない話に付き合わせてしまってどうもすみませんでした。
Oh, no worries. You didn't bore me at all. You creeped me out. The man abruptly turns around and walks right off, his small hunchback unsteadily swaying back and forth. I watch him as he goes, but all of a sudden he seems to have disappeared into thin air. What the? The sound of his footsteps, the faint smell of his cologne, the sight of his hunting cap weaving forward, I can't pick up any trace of the man. He's melted into the low buzz of the station streets as if he was never here in the first place. Wasn't a ghost, was he? Of course, I don't really believe in any such thing, but that sudden appearance and equally abrupt exit were about as ghostly as it gets.
お待たせ。何？どうかしたの？
No, it's nothing. This weird old man just struck up a conversation, that's all.
変なおっさん？誰？
Don't know. Kind of a creepy one, though. There's no doubt in my mind he's an amateur, but I can't get over the gleam of madness in those eyes. I've seen that gleam before. Those are the eyes of a man who's thrown away everything. The eyes of a man who's fixated himself on one goal, abandoning all for the sake of his country, comrades, or family. The crazed eyes of a fanatic? Amane, he called himself your fan. Anyone come to mind?
自慢じゃないけど、私中年には結構モテるからな。誰だろう。
Like, we all know that Amane is like, you know, Big Titty McGee, and whenever we went shopping in the beginning of the game, she would draw attention or whatever it was with the shopkeeper. So I can understand that part, but this seemed a little different. I have a bad feeling about this.
何？そんなに変な人だったの？
It was like talking to a Grim Reaper in human form. I've got this sickening tingle in my chest.
やだ、ちょっと大丈夫？
I've experienced something like this before. I don't know when exactly, probably in early childhood. It's a vague memory that my mind doesn't want to remember too clearly. A dark, unpleasant memory locked away for many years suddenly oozes out from a crack in the wall. The old man, huh? I close my eyes slowly as the sensation of cold perspiration grows in my armpits. Trickles of salty sweat roll down my forehead and over my closed eyelids. My hands are clenched tightly into clammy fists. It takes conscious effort to keep my knees from trembling. It's been a while since I remembered. A while since something triggered the psychological trauma.
ユージ、本当に大丈夫？なんかすごい汗だよ。
Yeah, I'm fine. No worries.
今日はもうやめにして帰ろうか？
No, you finally managed to make up your mind to do this. Let's go. The madness I sensed in that man, was it just a figment of my imagination? Did the scent of that cologne revive buried memories of my father and my unconscious mind, leading me into a paranoid post-traumatic delusion? Whatever the case, at the moment, I just want to put as much distance between me and him as possible. Totally understandable. Totally. Alright, so we're almost out of time, and I feel like we're, you know, at a good stopping place. Why not? So that was weird. I've got some theories of who that guy is, but I'll save that for next time, or sometime next time, whenever that is. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time.